Hello and welcome everyone to another StarCraft 2 England cast. Today I do have a game. It is between EGThorZaIN and Moon, FnaticMoon. Moon is the red Zerg, ThorZaIN the blue Terran. It is a TvZ and this is game 2 of a best of 5. It is from the Nvidia Gigabyte Invitationals and it is just super cool. Game 1 was awesome. If you didn't check that out, do have a look. It's on my channel, so of course get there, pause this video, watch game 1 first. Otherwise, spoilers incoming. Basically, Moon took that really well. He just overpowered ThorZaIN, which is really surprising. ThorZaIN, he was drop heavy, but Moon just dealt with it very well, and as a result, was just able to overpower ThorZaIN. He kept losing double drops. So this was, well, the second game will be really interesting. Of course, ThorZaIN a game down, not too much. If it was a best of 3, that'd be a really stressful position, but not game point yet. But if Moon wins this, ThorZaIN's going to be having unfun times. So, what can we expect? Well, I reckon ThorZaIN will yet again go for a 1-Rax command center, purely because it's quite a really effective build, and the reason for that is every Zerg player will go 15 hatch, 16 pull, and basically if you know your opponent is going to be fast expanding and almost certainly not putting on pressure to you, well, you may as well do the same. It also then means you're on equal basis as the Zerg player. And suddenly the Zerg player has to think, well, I need to take a third then, or deal a lot of damage. And if third is the option they pick, on this map it can be a bit difficult because, well, these destructible rocks are there blocking the entrance. It's quite a big space. There's an entrance for each base. And, of course, there's a lot of dead space around the back for drops. Drops can even easily be elevated from this third up into the main. And then, of course, you just have to go all the way around here and up, which is quite a long way, and that's if those rocks are dead. If they're not, they have to go all the way out here and all the way up, which can be a long time to do an awful lot of damage. So, well, it's going to be really good. No matter what happens here, it's going to be a fantastic game, and so far neither player doing anything too out of the ordinary. Everything going pretty much as standard can be. This Overlord will of course come and scout everything that's going on, so that's the downside of being close by ground. And now the barracks moving back. This is exactly the same movement pattern ThorZaIN went with. Here goes down that first command center yet again at a very similar time. So the gas was down. ThorZaIN doing exactly the same build as game 1 so far. Of course, we've got Moon going for a very similar build. Moon, remember, in game 1 went for just so many queens. He had 6 queens on 2 bases because his plan basically was just to do as much defense and creep spread as he could, and it really helped him. There goes down a second barracks though here for ThorZaIN. So what is he planning? He's got nearly up to that 100 gas needed to build a factory. And there we go. So reactor Hellions with that second barracks is going to be really potent. And of course Moon, he's not in a good spot to deal with any kind of pressure anytime soon. The first 2 queens are the only things coming out at the moment, and 2 Zerglings. One will probably go to the watchtower, the other will probably just come and poke up on the ramp to see what that command center is up to. Here comes down that reactor, and really from that the second gas here as well now for ThorZaIN. His natural base is about to finish up, but of course is on the high ground, not floating down. So we'll see how that does play out. Meanwhile, we do just have these Zerglings coming to have a little investigation. What is going on? Okay, the command center just finishing up now. The Marine is there. The Marine count that faces you here is so critical because obviously this command center could be hiding the fact that there's 2 barracks going to be doing some damage, but nope, that is not what's going to be. And actually the tech lab coming down on this other barrack suggests that we're probably going to see, well, no Marauders yet, but Marauders is always an option. And of course if you were to get a Hellion Marauder push, that is really difficult to deal with, but that's not the case so far. Again, already 4 queens out here for Moon. He's getting a 5th queen out and a 6th queen out, so a very similar build. He's going to come down here and take his third. Now queens are slowly going to start working down the rocks, but just look at how long this is going to take them. So hopefully they will have some help imminently. We do have the Hellions there on their way over there. They will retake the map control for ThorZaIN. Moon will not have any chance of holding that. And here comes, well, it's double cancel because it wasn't actually building on the reactor there, so a bit of a misclick out of ThorZaIN, which is something you can't really afford at this level. So it is going to be reactor Hellion with Banshees, which can actually be pretty difficult to deal with because you end up getting an awful lot of stuff. Actually, no, what am I on about? That starport going down on the reactor. So, God, I'm going really, really crazy here. And it's still these queens, they're just going for it, but as you can see, it's going to take absolutely forever. This third base is very vulnerable until these rocks go down. But, of course, rocks, they're sitting there with 3 armor, and queens only do 4 damage a hit. Which means basically it takes a long, long time. The creep spread going down really, really well. Those head-ins being forced back even further. We do have the supply depot wall-off coming down for ThorZaIN again, who hasn't yet actually built his 3rd command center, which is uncharacteristic. Usually just gets command centers ASAP, expands everywhere, and does everything he possibly would. The 3rd base on its way for Moon still. And those queens doing their absolute best. Even the Zergling's on help, but not even halfway. Macro Hatch on its way down for Moon as well now. He's getting down those Spore Crawlers, expecting that Banshee Hellion push, which, of course, is quite common. But the first 2 medevacs are out now, and ThorZaIN is going to be pushing across the map. What is he going to do here? It could be pretty funky, so we will wait and see. But to be fair, I would not like to be in Moon's position dealing with this, because all he's got out are a handful of queens, but he knows what's coming. Here comes down the spines. Probably quite a few spines will go down. The transfuses are ready. There's 4 transfuses, which will be ever so effective, but with the medevacs there, the damage output of Moon is going to be what's really critical. The queen's getting focused down before transfuses can even go off. Those Hellions getting defended. There's the 1 Marauder, which is going to help massively against the spine crawlers. Only 1 spine on its way out, and this could be the game right here. ThorZaIN just doing tremendous damage. He's got so much momentum, such a good little timing window. Moon playing possibly slightly too greedy. And of course, where is ThorZaIN going to go? Is he going to just go straight up into the main? He's getting those overlords. That supply blocks Moon right now. So ThorZaIN only has to deal with the Zerglings coming out. And there's the GG from Moon. So that is game 2, and ThorZaIN levels up this series. It is 1 apiece. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, thumbs up the video. And obviously, flick over to my channel to find game 3. See you there in a second.